Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today we're checking out a 2024 Subaru WRX TR. This vehicle is sitting on 245/35 Bridgestone tires wrapped around 19-inch alloy wheels with a matte gray finish. It also has a high-performance Brembo braking system with ventilated and cross-drilled rotors on all four wheels. This vehicle is designed for people who like to drive. If you're the type of person that just can't wait for self-driving cars to drive you around while you sit in the seat, this vehicle is not for you. This is for the people who like to drive. This has the manual transmission, 6-speed manual transmission, 2.4 liter boxer engine, all-wheel drive, symmetrical all-wheel drive. It sticks to the ground, accelerates nicely. It's just a really fun to drive vehicle. So looking here at the front, you can see it has this scoop. That's for the intercooler, and we'll look at that in just a little bit. Nice big scoop, looking really cool. And then the front of the vehicle right here, it has a kind of like a metallic gray grille right in here. It has a lot of black cladding. So here in the front, it's all there on the bottom, and it has a reflector, LED, fog light, and then a projector, active projector, like it actually turns when you turn a steering wheel, projector system for your low and your high beams. This is a single projector, and I show that in the night video. I have a complete night video on this vehicle, and it has some pluses and some minuses. You got to check it out. So that black cladding extends here around the wheel wells, here on the side of the vehicle as well, and all the way to the back, which we'll see. But it has a matte black pillar here in the center, and then the upper portion of the side mirror is body colored, as well as the handles. This is what the key looks like. It's a full proximity key system. Lock, unlock is here. This blue oval is the unlock, and then it has the ability to open up the trunk and the panic button here. And there's a physical key on the inside as well. And it's the type that you press this button to lock it. There's a little sensor right there. Lock the vehicle. Unlock it, you just have the sensor on the back of the handle. So some of them operate differently. That one's pretty standard. Then it has the physical key location here on the driver's side only. The inside of the passenger side door, it has this contrast stitching looking really nice. So it has a soft touch surfaces like a vinyl type material, and this is a suede, simulated suede, soft touch here at the top, and then you have the hard touch at the bottom. This pocket right there is enclosed. You can utilize it as a pocket. It's hard plastic in the inside, but you know, you can use it. And it has this simulated carbon fiber, different design cues here. It has a really nice sound system. The Harman Kardon sound system, really impressive. Really like it. Has a lot of bass and just fills out the vehicle nicely as far as sound. There's a threshold area, and it has an Alcantara simulated leather seats here. So it has the contrast stitching, simulated leather here on the outside, and then the Alcantara in the center. These are Recaro seats, and these seats are not really for me. I mean, I don't really care for them. They're a little bit too tight, and they're a little bit too hard to get in and out of the vehicle. So other people probably won't have a problem, but Recaro seats, some of them are, you know, not really for me anyway. There's the floorboard there, locking glove compartment. And it is smooth plastic on the inside. Pretty good size as well. We have more of the Alcantara suede with contrast stitching. Then there's kind of like a rubbery, non-reflective dash right there. The opening in the front, it's very easy to get in and out other than the seat. Same thing with the back. Now the back doesn't have the Recaro seat, so it's actually easier to get in and out of the back, even though the opening is smaller. But the swing of the door is nice. It swings almost to 90 degrees, so that gives you lots of room to get in and out of the vehicle. And we have the same kind of similar styling, except for you have the hard touch surface here instead of soft. So we have the soft touch surfaces here though. Then the back seat, basically like a bench seat. Does have the armrest there that folds down. It has some cup holders in it. Very soft. The latch system for car seats have these little flaps that fold down, and they are attached so that you don't lose them. Then you can kind of stuff it in there like so. And it has basically it has the connections here on the sides, but also you can see it in the middle as well. On the back of the seats have the matte pockets on both driver and passenger seat. There is a significant hump here in the middle. And there is a USB-A and USB-C ports back here. Taking a look at the back, it has a shark fin antenna. It's body colored. The third brake light is at the base of the glass, and I show that in the night video. It has a little tiny deck lid spoiler, kind of neat. A little bit different than the STI, which is this huge, very eye-catching spoiler on the other one. Which this one is the tuner ready TR. So for what I understand, this is going to be a stand-in for the STI in the 2024 model. So look at all this black cladding back here. So pretty good amount. There's reflectors down here. These are not lights. The tail lights are a combination of LED and standard bulbs. And once again, I showed these in the night video. The backup camera is offset, kind of tacked on here with a tag. Could be a little bit better implemented. Then it has this quad exhaust system back here. Opening up the trunk, there is a button right here. And I'm gonna just use the key though, because this is really handy. If you're getting out of the grocery store or walking up to the vehicle, press and hold the button, it goes all the way up. So this is really handy. Just gets out of your way and you're ready to load it up. So having that remote ability, some vehicles it just releases it, but it doesn't go all the way up. So I like that ability to just walk up and throw some stuff in here. So this trunk space is mostly carpeted except for this area here. And you can see it's kind of, there's where the subwoofer is. And so yeah, exposed metal and stuff like that. Pretty good amount of space in here. There's a tire inflator kit instead of a spare tire, unfortunately, but there is a jack and tools and stuff. So I would definitely try to get a spare tire to put in here because there's a lot of room in here. Now these seats fold down, so it's a 60-40 split, and you can fold one down or the other to add to your cargo space. Fuel door is here on the passenger side, and it requires premium fuel. It has a little place to hang the cap while you're pumping gas. Let's go ahead and start it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. You can see the pedals there. They're like a raised rubber, sporty aluminum pedal. Nice looking, work well. Nice footrest there as well. Let's take a look under the hood. The latch is right here in the middle. Just reach in and move it, and it holds itself up. It's nice. It feels lightweight as well. So you can see that hood scoop goes into the intercooler for the turbo system. So it cools the air. Once it's heated up by the turbo, it's cooled back down a little bit. So there's the battery. That's easy to get to. It has a little bit of insulation there as well. So this is the Boxer engine, 2.4 liter, and it's low down. You know, that's one of the things about Boxers. It has 2 cylinders this side, 2 cylinders on that side. Separates the head, kind of divides up the heat, helps dissipate the heat. The intake is here on the top, flows down, and the exhaust is at the bottom. So that's another way of dissipating the heat. So yeah, pretty well designed engine, I would say. A lot of people like them. And it does have the 6-speed manual transmission. Driver's side door, basically just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. Power windows, one touch up and down. Pretty straightforward there. Side mirrors are adjusted there. It does have a power seat here on the driver's seat. So it has the ability to go up, down, tilt the back, and all that stuff. But yeah, once again, these Recaro seats, not really that comfortable for me. Here's the buttons. To the left of the steering column has the ability to open up the trunk, traction control off, default is on, then dimmer switch for the interior gauges. Then it has a tilt and a telescoping steering column. I'm 6 feet tall, sitting in the driver's seat, and I have the seat all the way back and all the way down to give you an idea of the potential legroom, because it is crazy how much room is here. Now it diminishes behind me, the seat in the back, but yeah, this is way too far back for me to drive. So I have to pull it forward quite a bit in order to, let's see, pull it forward at least 4 inches or so, and then that way I can reach the pedals and all that stuff, especially since it's a manual transmission. Definitely have to be able to reach them well. Steering wheel is really nice and comfortable. It's a little firm, but it has that stitching there on the inside and feels fine, feels good. Could be a little bit softer though. So it has the volume for the radio, change to the tracks, change your audio source, voice recognition, the Bluetooth you can answer and hang up. I'm glad they have separate buttons there. Here on the right side is the cruise control. You turn it on, set, resume, and then you cancel here. This is the lane keep assist system, which works pretty darn good, and you can turn that feature on and off. And also it has separate buttons for the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you for the adaptive part. I like the way it has separate buttons, increase and decrease the distance, separate buttons. I like that. So these buttons right here for that screen between the gauges, we'll get to that in a second. Windshield wiper controls are here, pretty straightforward. And then the turn signal is here, straightforward, except for it has the headlight switch. It has on, parking, automatic, and then there's the fog light controls there. Now, once again, I have a full night video on this vehicle if you want to check it out and see how it performs at night. So the gauge cluster here, it has the RPMs here on the left side, engine coolant temperature. Here on the right side is fuel gauge, and then the speedometer as well. You also have a digital speedometer here in the center, and then it's showing additional information right here. Now, you can choose what information you want by using these buttons. So we can kind of scroll up and down and get different views here. There's the boost right there. That could be handy. But yeah, it kind of scrolls through different information there. Use this button to reset the trip. It's pretty self-explanatory. So over here is basically the same touchscreen that you'll find in pretty much all modern Subarus now. It has a physical volume tuned through the station. You have this little banner here at the top, which you can have different information there. And then you have the different apps here in the center, including the navigation, which seems to work well. You can lower that if you want that top little piece to show up. Then at the bottom is the climate control, and it kind of extends up when you select it, so you can make your selections and then it goes back down. Your heated seat, 3-stage heated seat for the driver and passengers here as well. You have physical buttons as well for controlling climate control. Same thing with the volume and tune through the stations. That's all nice. So yeah, have pretty good amount of functionality here. Not overly complex, as long as you know that it's in separate little sections there. Below that is USB-A, USB-C, auxiliary input, and 12-volt power supply. Little storage compartment here, which is rubberized, and it does have a little light in there. It's a little spoiler for the night video. There's no wireless cell phone charger or anything there, though. Then there's the manual transmission. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. If you want to go in reverse, you just lift this up all the way to the right and back. Now we can take a look at the backup camera. You can see the position of it it's a little wonky, not like the best camera of all time. The position of it's not all that great, and the size on the screen isn't all that great, but you know, it does the job. You have good visibility anyway in this vehicle. It does have the handbrake, little storage compartment there, and this is just smooth plastic, not a rubbery. Then you have the cup holders here, and has this little divider you can take out. And you notice one side is deeper than the other, so you have larger, smaller cups. Little tiny armrest. It's like super duper not soft. It's like soft for like 2 millimeters, and then it feels like an anvil underneath. And it's very low, so it's not like your arm's going to be supported much by it. But it is out of the way when you're shifting gears. And then there is a little storage compartment with the 12-volt power supply in there as well. And there's a little place for wires to go in and out of this compartment. Has a manual day and night mode for the rear view mirror. Tap lights up here. There's no like light to a button to press to turn on the interior lights. It doesn't just like have a button that you can turn on all the interior lights. It does have turn on with the door or off, and that's not illuminated. Another spoiler for the night video. The visor has a little light and mirror, and it is like a vinyl type material. The headliner is a cloth. This is a vinyl. Has a little place to put papers or whatever here. It doesn't extend out, so there's this huge space here for the sun to get in your eye, so it doesn't move. Basically the same thing on the other side. So looking at the visibility here in the back, it's pretty much good. I mean, it has this wide pillar, or medium wide pillar, I guess you can say, there in the back, but it hasn't really been an issue driving this vehicle. It does have the blind spot detection system, and the indicators are in the inside of the side mirror. So some of them have them on the mirror. This is on the inside here, which will illuminate when there's a vehicle in your blind spot. You can see a little spot right there where it eliminates. But yeah, the visibility, front, back, side, it's all good. Not really a problem. It doesn't really have the best camera system, but it doesn't really need it. You have just confirmation, because you can see out the window. It's not really a big deal. The way this clutch is, I just got in it and started driving. It took almost no time to get used to it. It just feels really I guess it's just a type of clutch that I'm familiar with, I guess. And basically I've driven like lots and lots of Subarus in the 80s and 90s. But this one, it doesn't feel like the old school ones. This is, it feels very modern, very solid, and feels really good. The clutch, the gear shifting, everything there's nothing wonky about it. There's no weird, clutch release or anything like that. It just feels very good. Problem with these roads is, like, by the time I get at a second gear, it's already going the speed limit. But my experience with this vehicle is that it is feels like it's glued to the ground with the all-wheel drive system. It does not want to spin tires. It just wants to fly and just accelerate fast, and you just have all this power right there. And the cruise control system, even if you switch gears, it stays on. It doesn't disengage. It disengages just enough to change gears, and then it re-engages to the same speed. So that's nice. So yeah, just driving it easy is nice. It's smooth. It's the transitions, the clutch shifting, all that stuff. It just feels so natural. And then when you just kind of cruise along like this, you set the cruise control. The lane keep assist system, when you have it turned on, is not. It works well. It doesn't fight with you. It kind of feels like a gyro in a way, where if you just kind of pick a spot in the lane, it just kind of stays there for you. It doesn't fight with you, and it doesn't go all over the place. It just feels like a very solid, stable, keep you straight. And it doesn't have any kind of grip sensors though, so sometimes I'm holding the steering wheel and then it tells me to hold the steering wheel even though I'm already holding it, and I have to kind of jiggle the steering wheel. But it's very rare, it doesn't do it. It doesn't bug you that much. So as far as the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist system, all that stuff works well. It definitely feels like it's glued to the ground. It feels very solid. Cornering, steering, braking. Braking is great with that Brembo system. The only problem with the Brembos is they hit lots of brake dust on the wheels. You got to clean it almost every day. And so it's a good thing they went with a matte gray, because it kind of hides it a little bit. I'm sure that was intentional. So I'm just gonna slow down. Can slow down really fast. All right, now we speed up. You can hear a little bit of the turbo, but it's not much. Just a little bit of it spinning up. this does have a stiff suspension, so something to understand about this type of car is that it's not intended to be like a floaty touring type car. It's supposed to be a very sporty, direct connection with the road, and you have a good steering feel, braking feel, acceleration, and you're gonna feel the road basically most every little bump. But it's fine. I mean, you know, some people prefer that versus a floaty, disconnected feel.